is 7 p.m. and as promised, we are here at the Sports Arena Sentosa for the Kopiko Purple League Match Day 8. It is day 2 of Match Day 8. I was here for the earlier tie, and as you can see there, Jeeva Sovanath is my name, and next to me, just as it is on the screen, Donald Spears, our badminton analyst. Donald, how have you been this afternoon?
Very well, thank you very much. Good to see you again.
Did you manage to catch any of that tie just now? That's what the standings look like as a base of that tie. It was between Bangsar Hawks and Klang United. It ended 13-8.
Yes.
But really, this is what we're talking about. Muar City, Petaling, Jaya, top of the table clash.
Yes, it's going to be great. This is what we've all been waiting for, a really key match at a key point in the season, right at the top of the table. Could decide who will end up one of the season's winners.
Exactly. Look at the names. Lee Hyun-il, Tai Tzu-ying, the hottest sensation in badminton. Nguyen Thien Minh from Vietnam. Vuntus and Yegenren. We've got a huge tie in front of us.
Yes, it's big names all the way down the draw, but what I really like, especially in the men's doubles, there's a lot of local interest. Some established Malaysian players taking on each other. They'll be up to get their reputations for grabs.
Definitely, as you can see, everyone's here in the Sports Arena Sentosa, and I think we're going to hand over now to our MC JD as he introduces the teams. That's our first team, Petaling Jaya, Badminton Club. They're the ones chasing, and here are the ones that they're facing who are at the top of the table. As JD just said, a top-of-the-table clash. Muar City in first spot with a games difference of 64. Petaling Jaya in second spot with a games difference of 46. Donald, this could go anywhere, but as you said, star-studded for all these fans that have joined us in the Sports Arena Sentosa, and for everyone watching on Astro Supersport right now. This is the tie that we have been waiting for.
Yes, we were doing the calculations earlier, Jeevan, and we think that by game 5, it will be all square, which means the last game, the doubles game, will be the big one.
Okay, we'll get back to more of that in a second, as I think the managers are ready to be very diplomatic with JD.
All right, down here with the managers. So once again, before the start of the tie, remember, they're trying to get to the Resorts World Genting Champions Challenge. Get the tickets at ibookcourt.com. First, let's chat with Muar City BC boss Jason Wong. Now, the way the Resorts World Genting Champions Challenge works is the top 2 teams technically should meet each other in the final. Technically. So if everyone wins their respective ties, you might meet Petaling Jaya again. How important is it getting a solid result today?
I mean, every tie is a big game for us. So, including Petaling Jaya, they already proved themselves. They are among the top 3. So today will be a very, very hard game for us as well.
Thank you, Jason Wong. Over to Manoj Kumar right now from Petaling Jaya BC. The higher up the standings, obviously, the easier on paper it is because the top team plays the 8th team. But in the Resorts World Genting Champions Challenge, how tough a challenge will it be today playing against Muar City though?
As far like we can see in the Kopiko Purple League, Muar City is quite strong. So, but my team doesn't have any pressure, JD. You know why? Because I told my teammates just do the best. So I'm sure we're going to give a good, tough fight, and hope everybody enjoys the show.
Thank you very much. A lot of respect between the 2 teams. Before we start, let's shake hands, managers, and let's get to all the matches.
Well, I think that was exactly how you should put it by Manoj Kumar. I hope everybody enjoys the show. Now, I don't agree on one point, which is that that Petaling Jaya are not under pressure, because if you look at the standings, Donald, Puchong United are currently tied with them on 46 games difference. So how they turn up here, it might not be about an assault on the top spot, which is 18 games away. It might be saving second spot.
Yes, well, I mean, Petaling Jaya will have pride to play for to catch up as close as they can to Muar City for the top spot. But you're right, Puchong are nipping at the heels, and that's an all-important seeding place in the final Champions Challenge, which we assume they're both going to be there for.
Now, you were saying just before we got to the managers about how interesting this tie is going to be. We're watching Lee Hyun-il turn up now with Chan Kwon-beng. Where's that going to sit within this tie?
Well, the head-to-head record favors Lee Hyun-il in this tie. So we expect him to win it, but the question is how many games can Chan take off his opponent. I mean, Lee Hyun-il is a legend in badminton, but Chan has been around a bit as well. He knows the game very well. He's had some notable successes in singles matchups, so we'll see if he can maybe spring a surprise in this match.
And this tie obviously isn't going to go exactly the same way as some of the others, where you start big and then you have to go, with some weaker combinations later on. As you said earlier on, it's pretty much strong in every single category. So
yes, every game is close one.
In literally what we've been saying for the last 7 match days is every game and every point counts. Well, between these 2 clubs, literally every game and every point is going to count.
Yes, absolutely. And later on, we see Ao Kok Liang in the mixed doubles match. You've got Tan Ton Xiang coming, Man Ki Chun and Tan Bi Shen from Muar City. What's impressed me about Muar City, one of the reasons I think why they're at the top of the table, is that there's 2 things. They play together superbly well as a team, but the team is extremely well balanced all the way throughout,
yes,
and it's very well organized as well. You see them before the game practicing together, and just the whole team ethic, the way that they put themselves out onto the court is very professional, and that's no surprise that they're at the top of the league at this stage in the season.
Yeah, I can actually share a bit of a personal experience. This is completely off the cuff. You were talking about these teams staying together. I was actually out for lunch this afternoon in Mont Kiara. If you live in KL, you know where Mont Kiara is. I saw the entire Puchong United team sitting down having lunch in their jerseys. Darren, Isaac, they all came up, they said hi. I was like, that is the most amazing coincidence. That's the kind of spirit you're talking about, just living as a team.
Definitely. I mean, we see that the teams where they've had different players come in and changing the lineup from time to time haven't fared as well. But on the Petaling Jaya side, we see they've got the team spirit as well. I saw them before the match in a big group huddle, at least half an hour before the game, group huddle together, looking excited and up for this game. So they're going to be trying to catch as many points, as many games as they can off their opponents at the top of the table tonight.
And as I said, Muar City are currently 18 games ahead of them. There are 3 match days to be played. Now, obviously, if they keep going the way everything has been going, you'd expect them to stay up top. But should they lose big today, that's going to really put a cat amongst the pigeons. 18, well, the biggest haul that we've seen taken away from any match day has been from Muar City, and that's been roughly 15 games. Plus 15 games difference you can add on to your original score. So for the next 3 match days, Petaling Jaya and Muar City, this is the result of this match is going to knock on to those extra match days as well, because should Petaling Jaya win today, for example, and carry on winning, and should Muar City falter, that top spot and those 18 games, if put over the 3 match days, might make a difference.
Could be vulnerable, but all of these teams, they want to win both. They want to win the league and the Champions Challenge. And Muar City at the moment looks strongest to do the double, but Petaling are the only team at the moment that could catch them and overturn that. So let's see what happens.
Very true. Let's get right with that. Straight into our first men's singles. Lee Hyun-il, the 34-year-old Korean legend. Literally, his CV is dotted with gold, bronze, silver, pretty much everywhere in every level of badminton. He's up against Chan Kwon-beng. On paper, it should be Hyun-il. Let's see how it goes. Well, what a shot from Lee Hyun-il, and what a pace we've kicked this game off to.
Yes, he just controlled his opponent well. A lot of the times, Chan was just struggling to get back and digging there deep, but
now, the thing about Lee Hyun-il, of course, you have to understand, it's by no means any luck over his entire career that he's picked up this stuff. He's such a great positional player.
yes, he moves very consistently in every game he plays. You're seeing it here again tonight. Just really controlling very nicely. Reaching forward with his leg. Oh,
well.
Bit of fortune there for him as well.
I was just talking about luck not being a part of any of his career. He was lucky on that one. Have a look at it here. So far, though, you have to say, Kwon-beng is at least been keeping. That tumble, very unlucky. Can happen to the best of them. So Hyun-il with a 3-1 lead. Two of those points outright winners. 3 of those points outright winners now. There's 4. It's 4-1.
Well, Chan is not finding anything to come back with to Lee Hyun-il at the moment. Weak returns being dispatched by his senior opponent,
who is heavily taped up, I notice, Donald. Knees,
yes, Chan,
thighs, everywhere, pretty much.
Well, both players, I suppose, they may be athletic age, you might call them, for Lee Hyun-il's case, but it looks like some serious strapping for Chan.
That's right.
Maybe something causing him some trouble over there.
On that right knee of his. Well, as I think as we get through these early points, that right knee, he's right-handed. Is there any connection, any correlation there?
Absolutely, yes. It's the one that takes all the punishment in badminton.
There, especially,
the leg which follows the racket. This is the one that leads. A lot of pressure going through that. And if he's feeling some pain or pressure, then it's not a good sign early in this match. It's been a muted start from Chan Kwon-beng.
So far, yep, the unforced error is just 2 each, but there have been a couple of clear winners in Hyun-il. Good to see. We're absolutely packed to the rafters here at the Sports Arena Sentosa. I mean, we've seen people come in every day of every one of these match days. It's the 22nd day of action now. But everybody knows this is a top-of-the-table clash. And this is the kind of badminton they've come to see. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
That's a nice drop shot from Lee, but I really sense that Wang Beng is a little bit slow to reach that one, maybe a little bit shy on his knee.
Well, there is still the India Grand Prix Open, and Hyunil, of course, just last Sunday won the Yonex Sunrise Malaysia Open. He's literally moved to Malaysia. That was why he wasn't around for the last Muar City tie. But he just, I mean, even at 34 years old, he won a tournament last Sunday, and he's looking like he's in primo form here. And that's out. But he's very close to closing out the first game here. Well, that was some good power.
It was, and that's an attacking shot from Wang Beng. He is most effective going forward. Saw him play in Scotland, actually, Scottish Grand Prix against a similar player to Lee Hyunil, a Scottish player that likes to play the same controlling moving cue in Merleys. And Chan was able to overcome him with some really fast attacking play, so surprising attack. So let's see if he can get that strategy to work here.
Well, he's trying to push Hyunil's backhand aside, but Hyunil is just such a complete player. Hardly ever, I'm expecting a very low unforced error rate from him now. He should have warmed up, not just to his badminton.
The game point.
Oh, well, that's the first time I've seen him stretch for a long time.
Certainly Chan is coming into this game now, but for the first game it might be too late because he's still 5 game points against him here. There's nothing to suggest he can make them up so far.
Well, Hyunil went for the drop. Didn't quite work for him. But you're right, 4 game points still.
High. Well judged by Chan. Very well judged. Now this is psychologically important because if he loses the game and he still has 7 or 8 points on the board, then he'll feel he has a chance for the rest of the match.
And don't forget, with a great winner there, falling away cross court. Not only
better, yes,
he's definitely picking his spots now for certain. And remember, every point and every game between these top 2 sides is going to count.
Delightful flick from Chan there.
Wow, Hyunil's just not finding the range on that drop on that right side.
Oh, for sure, Lee Hyunil may be feeling the pressure of 10 points on the board with game point. And could the impossible happen here?
Well,
for Chan Wang Beng.
It would kick off the tie very nicely indeed. Wow, it was always going to be a tough ask when he was 5 points down. But for a while, Donald, for a while.
Yes, and credit to Chan, because he really found his game and some delightfully deceptive shots. That was a good example there. He just held the racket to the last moment and then played. Unfortunately, couldn't control the response, but, well, it was much more impressive as he warmed up. That will give him some confidence going into the next game. Can he get one back against Lee Hyun-in?
Well, this is the thing. When we first watched Hyunil turn up, he is a practiced, confident player, of course, and his positional awareness is amazing, but it was the same thing we saw with Janne Jorgensen. Janne Jorgensen last night made his debut at the Kopiko Purple League and took possibly 10 minutes to be nervous, and then was Janne Jorgensen. Hyunil has now been playing a good many match days in the Purple League. He's also just come back from the Malaysia Open Grand Prix Gold, so fully warmed up,
yes,
fully ready, fully acclimatized. We should see the best from him now. Now, the question is, did you think that we saw both players get out of first gear in that first game?
I think got out of first gear, but maybe not into second. So we'll see what happens now. But interesting, the way that they play is quite contrasting. Lee Hyun-il pretty straightforward, pretty consistent, very precise movement. Chan much more deceptive, much more dangerous on the attack.
Wow, just let him down. He's looking at his racket.
Yeah, racket string gone.
I'm sure there's a huge industry in finding some new space-age fiber that you can actually replace strings and, you know, have a greater durability. We're watching too many of them break down.
I think the strings cost about 10 times as much when they talk about space-age materials.
Kevlar strings. Great backhand clear.
Yes, that was really good from Chan. And this is much better. He's finding penetration against Hyun-il, but Hyun-il just comes back with a lovely cross-court net shot that, again, you just wonder maybe Chan is struggling on that knee, so he's a bit reluctant to put his full stretch to retrieve it.
Hyun-il in that point was literally just serving up shots. He was keeping them exactly where he needed them to be, not allowing the smash. 3-love. And again, Donald seems to be going for the backhand side, always.
Yes. But where Chan had some success in the first game on the attack, his luck has deserted him fully so far in the second game.
Well, that one looked like it was always going to be going long. That's the thing with Lee Hyun-il. You can usually tell with his shots the ones that are going to be errors, because they're either bang on or they're way off like that. You can tell.
To clear from the back there, Chan.
It's a great rally.
Uses. Nice. And Chan gets the rewards.
Absolutely wonderful.
That's fully justified. Hyun-il moving his opponent with softer shots, and Chan moving Hyun-il with attacking shots, and he gets the reward by following up with a lovely cross-court drop.
Well, it's exactly as you were saying. There's the positional game, but that deception at the end there with that drop was the only way he can come back. Question is, can he now do this to, 1, get the lead, 2, take the game?
It's interesting, Chan knows that he can't completely overpower his opponent. His defense, Hyun-il, is very solid. But if he can just keep attacking and work some spaces on the court, then maybe he can use that to his advantage.
Very nice angle on that. Hardly ever gets off the turf, you know. It's not the biggest of jump smashes. The first scurry around, that was about 2 foot off the ground. Still got enough angle.
Precise slice from Chan. Hyunil's under some pressure here.
But great defensive movement from him. Wow, I was just about to say.
Yes, well, you just saw that Chan is now moving a little bit better than in the start of the match, and Hyunil was having to just stretch that extra foot or so to retrieve. Right there you saw that extra lift gave Chan the chance to attack, which he did very, very well.
Taking a much-needed water break. Hyunil with so far the biggest towel that I've seen, but I'm sure you're allowed to have whatever you like in your lockers.
I think that's called a bath towel, isn't it?
I think that's more than that. It's almost a cape. Still, the only point is it doesn't matter how big your towel is or how big your bag is or how many rackets you bring in the case of certain doubles partnerships. As long as it's neatly put in those lockers, then you won't get into the ire of the umpire, shall we say. 5-4. Kongbeng with the serve. And so far, this match has been delivering everything that we expected. It's just the first of 6 incredible matches that make up this top-of-the-table tie in the Kopiko Purple League.
Right there, as you predicted, there's the towel halfway hanging over. Gets corrected by Chan.
It's better to go with a smaller towel. You can't have that overhang. Oh, shifted up the pace a bit. He knows the tricks he needs to use.
Exactly, and when Kongbeng is attacking and jabbing and pushing, he is definitely getting some results here.
Well, it's just been cut out. It was very close. But you're right, well, actually it wasn't that close, but he's definitely ruffled Hyunil.
Chan looked like he rushed that one. He said, oh, I have a chance. Sometimes when you snatch at those chances, then that's when you hit the net.
Be as calm as possible. 6-all. That's a great winner.
A really great shot, yes. Hyunil has been pressuring Chan on that backhand side, and when Chan gets into position, he's able to take advantage of a loose shot flare from Hyunil. That was a really excellent shot from Hyunil. Chan knew that it was going to be a long way away from him right here. It's absolutely inch perfect. That's a great net shot as well.
Hyunil opting for this mid-court, doesn't want to be pushed back, but there's another wonderful cross-court, and that looked like it has put some pressure on Chan's knee. He got up a little bit slowly there, Donald.
Yes, Hyunil just set that up really lovely. He put it down the line. The obvious shot is to go back to the same place, but Hyunil was waiting. Just waiting to pick it out of the air.
He sent it the other way. So, as I was saying earlier with Simon Santoso as well, he wasn't really under pressure in the earlier tie. When it gets to 7, 8, 9, these top players know how to lock up their games. Oh, the tumble didn't go for him that time.
That time, and that could be a very significant point.
Could be indeed the difference between 9-7 and 8-all.
Bang.
On a knife edge this match already.
This could be attack. Oh, perfect drop shot. Hyunil pressuring the forehand that time, and
I think Hyunil was expecting that point to be over with that smash into the corner.
He was going down that forehand side and he just drifted out of position. So the great cross-court defense from Chan, saw him force the error from Hyunil.
Oh no, the quality of badminton from drop shots to clears has been of the highest level. Oh, that one's out. That's exactly what I mean. Winners know how to get to 10. In this case, they know how to get to 10. It's 9 apiece now. Now, if you had to look at it on the unforced error count, I can tell you 13-10 is what we're looking at off the first game.
Hyunil able to vary the attack to get the advantage there. And that one has gone out.
That one's now given Chan Kwong-beng the chance to take this second game. How important that is. You'd think if you were 2 down against Hyunil, it might be too much. Important he keeps his composure here.
Oh, inch perfect cut shot from Chan.
It's wide. So we have a double game point, and what a game it's been. Both players have been pushing each other around.
Well, that was really interesting badminton. Very, very tightly controlled shots from both players, tactical. We saw Chan play a delightful cross-court drop, and then an almost perfect riposte from Lee Hyunil. Unfortunately, Chan put his out.
That's out, so Chan Kwong-beng does, by the tiniest of margins, take the second game. But what it means is that it is 1 apiece. If you're new to the Kopiko Purple League, as you've just seen, games are decided by just 1 point. Yes. It's the 11-point system, and that 1 point was the exact one they needed.
And it was a fascinating end to that second game, because the point before, Chan just did the same shot but on the other side and put it out, trying to snatch the game, and then we saw Hyunil make the same mistake, give away the second game.
So now we have, as I said, earlier on today, we saw an entire match with 8 unforced errors from Simon Santoso. I was expecting that from Lee Hyunil, but look at these points that he's lost. At the net, usual, and especially 3 down by the lines.
Yes, there was a couple of cross-court shots to the back, which he just completely missed and put into the trap lines.
I wonder if he's thinking about the fact that, I mean, would he be expected to deliver 3 straight games against the second-place club?
Well, I have to say that Chan Kwong-beng has been around for a long time. He's a very experienced player. He's never been a top 10 player, but he's always been very impressive in the games. And when he's up for a fight, you know, I did expect that he maybe get 1 game, and now we're neck and neck. So this game really could go either way at the moment.
Right, they've been on court for about just over 20 minutes, and 11-9, 10-11 is where we are in this first match. Still to come, the likes of Tai Tzu Ying. Everyone is looking forward to seeing the, well, just as I said, the hottest sensation in women's badminton right now. She's going to be coming up in the men's singles. Ma Ki-shun and Tan Binh Shen in the doubles. We've got Nguyen Thanh Minh, the Vietnamese #1. He's coming up in the second men's singles. It's a lot of badminton to be played, but so far the tone has been set by these two. Lee Hyunil in the red and Chan Kwong-beng in the blue and white. Now it'll be interesting. We're guaranteed going to 4. Will we go to 5? Not happy there.
Is that another string? Yes, it is. In tournament days, I always like to have at least 3 rackets in my bag, but
I think a few players
4
probably have.
is probably advisable.
If you did, and they're just warming up there, as we said, as we get to the next point. I wonder how many you could get through in a day. Open court, great technique.
Yes, Hyun Gil was slow and Chan Kwong-beng was fast to get into that gap. Great shot from Chan. This is really fierce attacking stuff from Chan. Hyun playing his usual game, his movement game, his precision game, trying to force his opponent into the corners, but Chan has just come out all out attacking this game so far.
And the tide seems to be turning his way. But he has to keep it online. He has to keep his game so tight if he's going to get a result here.
Impressive net shot from Chan. Again, we don't talk about forced errors too much, but certainly a delightful net shot from Chan, who...
Oh, that was great.
This
He's
is great stuff.
angles,
yes, yeah. Hyun, nothing Hyun is lifting or pushing to the back of the court is either finding its way in or finding its way to a safe place at the moment.
Looked like it was going to be a winner. The net has denied him. It was an important point for him.
Well, you can see what he's trying to do, just get it to ground. As I say, for me, Chan has played very well, especially considering he does look injured.
Yeah, it's definitely more protective taping on Hyun, but it looks like remedial taping on Chan Kwong-beng's right knee.
And you can really see it in the way he's moving. You just sense he's trying to protect that knee, but at the moment Hyun is the one that's moving slowly and not giving anything at the moment.
Oh, what a beautiful shot.
Lovely shot.
And that is the first lead of 2 points that he has had as he finds himself.
Yes, you don't see that shot too often in the top level game because it works really well at lower levels. Usually the pros can move quick enough to get there if you deceive them like that, but the shot was so good and so unexpected, and Hyun is not moving well now. He managed to get the point.
He's a little bit more static, it's true. I wonder if his recent victory in the Malaysia Open possibly maybe took something out of him. The hangover, you never know. They have,
well, certainly,
you know, in football they have European hangovers.
When you get into your 30s, it takes a few extra days to recover, so that was a long tournament for him.
It was.
Playing right to the end.
He hasn't really had that much time at all. Just 3 or 4 days, as you said. 34 years old now, Lee Hyun. Much younger. Kwong-beng is using that youth and speed. The question is, can he keep it up? Wow.
Well, if he won't keep it up if the commentators curse, it's just like that.
I'm glad you've seen the true nature of the commentators curse.
Yes.
We dictate things. That's the thing.
But that was better from Hyun to find that space there. Just crept over the net. But actually the shot from Beng Hong didn't really find the line. It was a bit too close to the center, so it was an easy move for Hyunil to intercept and cross.
Su Ching changes the shuttle for Hyunil. 7 apiece, 1 apiece. That's out. Close, but out. Now, Hyunil is obviously going to be thinking, can he play that game with the amount of deceptive shots that have been coming his way and try and wait for these unforced errors when it looks like Chan Kwon Beng is getting more accurate.
It is, but that was a good smash from Hyunil to help set up the point.
Another beautiful cross-court, and this means it's 8 apiece. Now, I did say earlier, I did ask you earlier, Donald, did we see both of them come out of first gear in the first game? I'm thinking that for Chan Kwon Beng, we've seen his second gear already.
We have seen second gear, and if he can just keep up that surprise flashing attack, Hyunil is definitely vulnerable. He's not moving quickly, he's not reacting quickly.
Yeah.
So those type of attacks are going to get some points for Kwon Beng.
Well recovered. Well, if any youngsters, and I'm sure you are now on the second day of match day, are watching this match, just that point alone is textbook badminton when it comes down to it.
Well, yes, that finish there from Hyunil was textbook. It was not like a half smash, but just so precise and going straight to ground. Gave a little half jump that Beng was struggling. You see he's struggling on that right side as well, so Hyunil will have taken note of that. I wonder if we'll see more attacks on that side from him.
Well, this is the crucial third game, of course, in a best of 5. Hyunil, when all these big stars have turned up in the Kopiko Purple League, we've wondered when they would lose their first matches, when they would lose their first games. I think this one could go either way. But really, the quality of some of the shots that we're seeing, not just at the net, but cross-court smashes as well.
Yeah, really unorthodox save from Chan on the other side of the court. Again, just trying to protect that knee, but it set up some space on the court.
It's also set up 2 game points.
It beautifully.
One of which has just disappeared from a service
what a time
error.
to put a service error in, eh?
Yeah, give the service back to such a deceptive player at 10-9.
This is another tense game here. Jeevan.
Yeah. Wow, that's gone out, and to be honest with you, that has to be put down. I mean, there are unforced errors, and then there are key unforced errors, and you don't get more key than that. That's the one that's given the third game to Lee Hyunil.
Here, but Hyunil had a good jab, and so give him the credit. That was the right shot at the right time, and Chan couldn't control it, but really I feel towards the end of that game it was just a test of nerves, and Hyunil, very solid, very experienced, able to come through better than Chan on that occasion.
And I'm sure he's going to be happy as his big towel comes out of the locker again. There it is, with the fact that he's 2-1 up, because of course 34-year-old Lee Hyunil against a 27-year-old Chan Kwon Beng. Last thing you want to do is to get to 5, and I get the impression anyway that Hyunil knows that this is probably the toughest fight he's had so far.
It definitely is a tough fight. I think he's maybe thinking about the long game as well, though. We saw him come out relatively slow in the start of the third game. Maybe he was saving a bit of energy and just keeping himself for the key points towards the end. We saw that's in the last third of that third game, quite a change in strategy, more aggressive from Hyunil. And it saw him through till the end to take the lead in the match.
The only empty seats right now are from the medics. As you can see, the ISN, Institute Sukan Negara medical team on hand, just in case there are any injuries in this longer league format. There's a lot of pressure on these players, not just mentally and psychologically, but physically as well, with so much badminton played, as we get into what could be the most critical game yet, Game 4. And a good start for Hyunil.
Very high lift. And a tight net shot. An attack.
Oh, dangerous game that Hyunil was playing there. Just sitting back and lifting.
Well, he was really forced into some emergency lifts that just about hit the rafters. I can tell you, sitting here in the commentary box, they were very close. And Chan just kept his composure and attacked really well onto those. You saw the follow-up at the net, just drilling it to ground.
It's important that Chan just keeps pace with Hyunil, because I'm sure Hyunil will be doing that a lot more, looking for the easy points. Mentally, they both look focused. Minor errors. And that's probably, as you said, from the fact they are experienced enough.
Yes.
Great shot again.
Great shot, yes. Really lovely cross-court defense. That's the second time he's done that shot today, and Hyunil has been slow to get back into the center from the corner.
So serving at 2-3.
Well defended by Chan.
Well, that was another just precise shot. They're not the most powerful of smashes from Lee Hyunil. They're just very precise.
Just precise, and he, if you remember, he's a tall player, so that little half jump actually gets him really on top of the shuttle, so he gets a good trajectory coming down. You saw
That's right, yeah.
Chan, you know, scrambling around, trying to dig the shuttle out. Just couldn't manage it.
Literally like it's heading underground. Very steep angles. Well, I think we are trying to see gear 2, the second gear for Lee Hyunil. He's definitely picking up the pace a bit of his shots.
Yes, I was going to say he has improved a lot in terms of his movement and sharpness. Big difference from the start of the third game, but
Wow.
just tumbled over. I was going to say that it'd be interesting to see how many of the players have made errors in that forehand side of Chan's court, just down the line to the right-hand side there.
It does seem to be stacking up.
Yeah, there's a few that have gone out in that location.
I do admire the way Hyunil can just kill the pace off the shuttle so well. And that's what I mean about trying to up the tempo. That's his 20th unforced error, 22 from Chan. Now, this does not in any way mean that these guys are off their games. It means that the strategies that they're playing against each other are both working.
That's the one that found the mark. That's been the problem area for Hyunil, that corner of the court, but this time, lovely deceptive push to the back.
7-4 3-point lead. It might be all he needs. Another great drop shot.
Yes.
That's what I meant earlier about killing the pace of the shuttle.
Yes, and Chan, again, is ambitious, going for the cross court in that location. He has to run down the return, and it was just too tight at the net.
Beautifully taken. And Hunil looks like he's now clearly into second gear.
He does look like he's taking control of this match, and Chan has to find the precision at the net. Try and draw Hunil forward a little bit. There we are. That was what was giving him some purchase previously in the match, and it does so there.
Donald, you literally spoke that point as it happened. That's incredible. I mean,
yes, I mean, Chan was finding earlier on that if he can draw Hunil forward a little bit and make him lift, then he can get chances to attack, and that's his strongest point. So that was a good example of it.
He defended a load of game points beforehand. He's 4 points behind here. That's in, yes it is. So he's now in that exact same position, except this time he's defending 5 match points. I wonder if that's going to make a difference to someone who, of course, has been to the Olympics.
And again, you see that vulnerability at the front from Hunil, but it could be too late. Maybe too late for Chan.
Might be, but based on those unforced errors and the consecutive points they put together, which is 5 and 6, it could happen. It's unlikely. Oh, that one was the one that he needed to stay in, and it was close.
And
that's
the match.
Yep, 11-6 in the end. But I can tell you that match has taken already about half an hour to get through that. It was the closest of all and has set the tone nicely for this tie. Wonderful performance.
Shame for Chan to lose it on an error like that, but you could see what he was trying to do, trying to get that front part of the court under his control, but just didn't work out in the end for him there.
So there's a summary of that match. Wonderful for all the spectators, wherever you are. 3-1 is the tie score. Let's hear from Lee Hunil through his translator, who's on court with JD.
All right, down here with the winner of the first men's singles in this very, very important tie. So the question, I suppose, is, was this the toughest match that you've played so far in the Kopiko Purple League?
이번에 퍼플리그 참여하면서 이번 경기가 가장 힘들었는지.
아무래도 이제 이 앞전에 계속 이렇게 토너먼트 대회도 나가고 해가지고 이제 기간이 좀 길게 계속 경기를 하다 보니까 아무래도 조금 체력적인 게 약간 떨어진 느낌이 좀 있어서 오늘 좀 어렵게 게임을 풀어나간 것 같아요.
Actually, today's match was a little tough because he has been playing for past 2 weeks in a tournament, played in Thailand and then played until final, and then also last week in Kuching played final, and then there was not much time to rest, so I think it was really kind of hard to adjust the game today.
But overall, are you happy though with your performance?
전체적으로 그래도 만족한.
네, 그래도 일단 계속 이기려고 노력을 했고 또 오늘 3대1로 이기게 돼서 팀의 도움이 조금이나마 된 것 같아서 기쁘게 생각한다.
No, it's always good to win the very first match, and then it's a great start for us, starting 3-1. So we hope our team, rest of our team, will do well.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. All right. A win for Muar City. Back to you in the Ibo Court commentary box.
Well, you know what? I did expect actually a little bit more credit for Chan Kwong Beng, to be honest, but it was all put down to just a scheduling and too much badminton.
He's not giving anything away to his opponent at all, who I thought had some really good periods in the match, but was definitely struggling with an injury. So I don't feel he had his full movement range available to him, but credit to Lee Hyun-il, really great performance to win all those matches in those tournaments and still come out and play for Muar City. That shows great commitment to the Muar City cause.
Well, he has done that not just for pretty much every club he's played for, but of course for career itself. Lee Hyun-il, if we have a look here, Donald, this is what you were talking about.
Yes, I think what we're seeing here, so we're seeing Lee Hyun-il trying to work both sides of the court and put Kwong Beng under pressure with the movement, which is where he was struggling on his knee. You can see just that little drop down. Oh, I don't want to put the pressure on the knee, and you see how he's protecting it by flailing it out wide, and it really makes life very difficult for him. But he defended well, but here, just too much in the end. Hyun-il just finding the gap and putting it down to ground.
And as I was saying, Hyun-il has always delivered. His work rate is incredible. The unforced errors there, well, as I said, both strategies playing against each other did lead to a slow start or slow periods for both of them. But once again, let me just put those stats back to Simon Santoso's match. 8 unforced errors in a clinical performance from the world number 9 this afternoon. Now, talking of big stars, Lee Hyun-il, Simon Santoso, Tai Tzu Ying, the winner of the Super Series Masters Finals just so recently, is now on court against Lydia Chia, who is going to have a tough time, let's put it that way.
Well, we're really glad to see Tai Tzu Ying here today. Lydia's going to give her a good match, I'm sure of that. She's given a good fight against her in her previous games. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Let's see if there can be an upset.
Now, Tai Tzu Ying has grown up, and she keeps growing up, and what she has done is essentially what Ratchanok Intanon has done for Thailand, which is to what I call the elegant women's singles game, added sting and power and smash. It's getting faster because of these two players, and they are so young that they could set the tone for the rest of, what, the next decade. Let's find out what the managers have to say. They're on court with JD. I want to hear about what they thought about the first match and this match. Let's hear from both of them.
All right, down here with the managers. Before the start of this match, remember all to play for on the road to the Resorts World Genting Champions Challenge. First, with Jason Wong from Muar City, BC. You're a women's singles player. Amazing record right now. Are you expecting any trouble today, or will it be business as usual?
Lydia has a good record, yeah, against a lot of top players. Yeah, I think she'll manage to give Tzu-Ying a little bit problem today. Hopefully Tzu-Ying can pull through with a 3-0 win.
I like that. Thank you very much. Now over to Manoj Kumar from Petaling, Jaya, BC. Now, you've switched back to using Lydia for the women's singles against a player who hasn't dropped a game. Any expectations?
Of course, Ta Tzu Ying is a very upcoming star now. She's quite performing very well. Same goes to Lydia. She recently won a few tournaments, so I hope she will give a good match fighting to Ta Tzu Ying. So hopefully she can deliver 1-2 points like Chang Guomeng. He had 1 point, you know. So hopefully we have a good match also. Right.
Thank you very much, managers. Back to you in the Aibo Court commentary box.
Well, I think that has just stressed the point that Petaling Jaya are not looking to make up this plus 18 games difference today against Muar City. They're looking to pick up as many games as they can and then literally victimize another club over the next 3 match days and really put them down to try and pull up, hoping obviously that Muar City also get held. Ian Harris Abdullah is the umpire, and that would mean Stephen Ong would be in the service judge chair. And Tai Tzu Ying, well, what can you say? When I first met her, obviously she's, you know, in that growth spurt era, so she's getting taller for a start. She's looking more physical, she's looking more solid. When I literally first saw her play against Wang Xixian, it was like Go Jinwei. She was like a little girl with such good shot making, such good movement, but now she's turning into the kind of player that we expect.
Yes, and that athleticism is so important in all modern sports. So as they get older, it's longer and more chances to condition the body. You don't want to condition the players when they're too young. You need to be into their 1920s before you can really start putting the physical effort down onto them. But as you say, Tai Tzu Ying is starting to become the finished article already, and it's really great to see her playing this match here tonight.
It's fantastic for the league. It's fantastic for everyone watching live and exclusive on Astro Supersport. Biggest names in badminton, and this the biggest game so far in the Kopiko Purple League.